Hello! You can see the captions while I was warning people that I was turning on my screen. It's wonderful. Hello everybody and welcome to What's Left of Us. This is our D&D live stream. We have put together hopefully a show that you folks will enjoy. This is going to be entirely off the cuff. This is basically a regular old D&D game. The only difference is, of course, you are all watching. A couple things to get away before I introduce my lovely cast of friends. First of all, some caution warnings as the captions fill up my face. This is a game. This is D&D, so this will be a game primarily centered around mechanics and interpersonal conflicts and such like that. So if you have any problems viewing that sort of thing or paying attention through that sort of thing, don't be afraid to click off whenever something really intense happens, of course. And obviously, because this is a game also centered around the mechanics of combat, don't be afraid to pass on if you can't deal with the idea of people getting moited and stuff. Yeah, I know, right? It's a very technical term. So release schedule very quickly, so you folks can see this stuff. Here, 1 second. Where are we? There we are. So for anyone wanting, the VODs of this session will be available immediately afterwards for anyone who is subscribed to the channel. Otherwise, you can wait a week and it will be on our various YouTube pages in some form or another, including our podcast, which you should be able to just ask for in chat, and the bot should give it to you just fine. Speaking of chat, we have our lovely nod pronouns in my bio. They're swinging the great band Hammer of Justice down there, so pay attention to them. If you have any questions, ask, and if they don't know, they'll be able to ask me. Okay. Now's the time you've been waiting for. Call me Sam. Perfect. Beautiful. I'm going to switch on over. Welcome to my party. From, where is this? This side over here. We've got Ron, Mega Ron from Mega Ron TV. We've got Wild Jinx down below. We've got Star from Starfish Face.
Hello.
We've got Mildred from Thought Slime. And we've got Zoe B from the self-titled YouTube page.
Hello, hello.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, this is going to be us for the next little bit. We're all together, and it's going to be wonderful and or terrifying. That's kind of the point, I believe. Sure. Everything is good to go so far. Everything is fine. Aha. I'm just balancing a little tiny bit of audio. There we go. Thank you very much. Man, it's so good to have a team. Seriously. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. All right. This is our session 0. And for those of you who don't know what a session 0 is, basically before we get started playing a game, we go over our expectations, our safety tools, our any alternative rules we want to use. Basically, we set up the way we want to play our game, and we do so in a manner that everyone is sure that they're fine with. So everyone knows that everyone else at the table is also on the same page. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Lots of deluge of information. And so what I'm going to do very first off is we're going to talk about our safety tools. These are tools that allow us to make sure that we are playing in an environment that is happy and healthy for all of us. So this doesn't necessarily mean that we're taking into account chat switches, for instance. This is to make sure that the table specifically is fine with whatever's going on here. And so that might have again, with my trigger warnings earlier on, that may have a different meaning for us at the table than it does for you in chat. That is fine. If you can't sync up with what we're doing, then mental care, take care of yourself. and dip out for a little bit. So the safety rules that I'm going to start off with, if anyone is familiar with the card system, essentially, we're not obviously going to have cards because we're not at the same table together. But essentially, all of my players have direct access to me via messaging, or they can just flash up a symbol on the screen if they wish to. We're going to start off with the regular X, right? Again, you can just DM me an X if that's what you wish. It's not a big deal. But essentially, this is what you flash up whenever you are absolutely not okay with something that's going on, right? If we're doing a scene and there's something in there that I haven't thought of that is just happening, or one of the players is going off on a tangent and I haven't stopped them for some reason, I have no idea why. Then you can flash an X, or you can DM me an X, and we will stop, and we will go from there. My computer is being intensely slow.
Camera shy.
Okay. That's pretty simple. Most people kind of get that idea, and it can be for anything too. If you're just not feeling a little bit of the old ultra violence that particular day, and you think something is being a little bit too graphic for your liking, you flash an X. I'll fade to black. No big deal. Okay. As long as everyone's cool with that particular rule. Yeah. X means no. Exactly. Every once in a while, I'll also make sure to check in to double check that everyone is okay with the scene more or less. So I will either, once again, message in our group chat an O, or I'll just flash an O on screen real quick. Everyone okay with this? You all right? And if everyone's okay, they can just answer O back. No problem, and we'll continue. It's like a softer X, really. Like if I'm aware that this scene is a little bit traumatic, or maybe we're doing something a little bit more personal and there's some tears flowing, maybe we need to hold off for a second and we can like pause and do some waiting for a minute, or I can call an early break or something like that. Yeah. And then finally, this one is specific to our table. I think just about everybody here has some sort of anxiety issue. I know I do, for sure. If any millennials, anxiety?
What?
No,
Who's ever heard of such a thing?
no. If we do, however, if it gets to be a little too much, because for some of us this is our very first D&D game, and for some of us this is our very first streamed. I think a lot of us is our very first streamed role play. And if it gets so intense that you just can't, like, it's hard to tell an audience, because sometimes some of you obviously haven't streamed before, but a bunch of people watching you while you're having a bit of a breakdown because your character is having a bit of a breakdown, that can be intense. So I want everybody at the table to know that if you need to, you can turn off your camera and it's fine. You should do that if you need to. Right? None of us will call you up for it. Nothing like that. We'll just keep playing as if everything is normal. That's the whole point. Okay? Because you need to. If I might, it'll be a little harder for me because I'm the DM. But if I need to not be seen to a bunch of people at once, then then that's really what I'm what I'm going for. Okay. That's all of the safety tools that I had planned. Simple and easy. I wanted to keep it as small as possible. But if anyone has any ideas right now for anything, this is the time to speak up. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
I reiterate this.
Excellent. Verbal. Oh, Jinx is muted. That's fun.
Uh-oh.
How did that happen? No, there you are. You're talking. My mod
Should we all do like
helpful.
a mic check?
Yeah, do a mic check real quick, everybody.
Hello, hello. This is Zoe B doing a mic check.
Beep boop. This is a microphone.
Hi, I'm Ron Megaron. Yes.
You know what's funny? Oh no, there you are. Okay, it's being odd. Okay, so I want everyone to remember that we did a mic check before we went live here. No problem. We did, and it was perfect, by the way. And
Yes, no problems.
Mildred, I only have myself to blame because you mentioned when I said we'll do a tech check and everything will be fine, and you were absolutely correct. Still can't hear Jinx on the VOD. That's interesting. I can see your captions. One moment.
Just me?
I can hear her. Even when I monitor what's going on.
Yeah.
Strange.
The curse of a first stream, technical difficulties.
Yeah, here, let me turn everybody down just a little bit. That'll help, I think. Maybe. Oh, okay, everyone can hear you now. Okay, good. People may have to refresh. There you go. Perfect. Okay. See, I knew. I knew it would bite me in the ass saying that there would be no technical problems. Perfect.
No problem.
Never expect that. Never expect there to be no
Never.
technical difficulties. Are you kidding me? That is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, welcome to streaming.
Welcome to streaming, indeed.
The fun technical difficulties are the ones that you don't notice until you're watching the VOD afterwards. It's like, oh no, did I sound like that the whole time? Why didn't anyone tell me?
Interesting. Okay. Give me half a second. I just want to make absolutely sure. I'm going to open up a second page because OBS is telling me that Jinx is coming through just fine. However, OBS is not the king of my sound quality. That means Jinx gets to talk a lot for a minute.
Tell us your life story.
Oh no. I need to diagnose what's happening.
Very succinct. Nice.
Oh,
That is so cool.
It's the meme. Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay,
I
I
can show it
just
better on my other
refreshed
camera.
Jinx's page and we'll see how well that works.
Do I need to refresh my page too?
I'm not sure. Give me half a second. There she is. Got it. Bingo.
Yay!
Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it.
Finally.
Everyone also thank the mod Sam for helping
Thank you,
out.
Sam.
Thank
Now
you,
that you can hear
Sam.
me, thank you.
Ron's camera is having a moment. Now it wanted.
My
It was
camera is
fixed
having a
one
moment? Oh,
problem
no.
and now we have another.
Oh, it looks like my
God
captions are
refreshes the
working for
window and
everybody
messes
again.
everything else up.
Absolutely.
Right? Everything is fine.
Oh, Ron, it's fine. No, everything seems okay.
That's just what Ron looks
Right.
like.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys are
exactly.
seeing.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Oh no, the glitch has switched.
Oh no.
It was okay. It was starting to cycle to go between us. The Matrix had us. Okay. All right. Okay, good. All right. Everybody, don't move. Especially the people in chat, don't move. Not a muscle. You gotta. Okay. All right. Okay. Where were we? Safety tools. Before anything else happened, I believe no one else had any inputs for any other safety tools that they specifically were worried about. Okay. We'll move on to
Right.
some expectations. This part will be a little bit different. We'll be going around the table, and everyone will say something specific that they more or less expect or not expect to happen, just to say things out loud. So, for instance, I expect that if things between characters get a little heated, the players will understand that obviously it's between characters. And if there's any sort of confusion about that, we go above table real quick. We say, hold up. Someone flashes their X, or I double check with my O, and we go above table. We talk about it. That's an expectation that I have because of the safety tools I put in, right? Another expectation that I've got is that I don't mind, obviously, with Jinx crocheting. It's a good idea to let everybody know that I have no problems with anyone at the table fiddling or hell, even like looking up D&D stats and stuff like that while they're playing. I don't have a problem with that. You know, they should, absolutely do what they need to keep themselves calmed. So that doesn't bother me at all, especially because like my legs going like crazy underneath my desk right now.
I'm so glad that I have something to do with my hands right now. Otherwise, I would be also going crazy.
Yeah.
I have a fidget cube, and it's going to get some mileage out of this.
Absolutely.
They have so many sensory toys around me. I got this big, on brand. I got this big slime ball.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah.
that looks so
Oh, it
fun.
feels so good.
I have my what I call my thinking sand, which is just kinetic sand that I just play with
Thinking
while I
sand.
think.
neat.
Hell yeah.
Thinking sand, I love it.
And I just have a
I
stress ball
have-
because that's how I roll.
I got a big bottle of Tums. That's
Just shake it.
Okay.
just
I
candy.
got a rock.
I got a rock. Damn it! That was my chance. I lost it.
Do you have a rock with you?
Do I? No, I have a
Go
board
outside.
I have a board cube that touch grass. Get a rock. I have a board cube that
Yeah.
lights up.
Hell yeah.
It's speaking in tongues.
It's doing a thing. Okay. Another expectation that I've got. Sorry, I'm laying down mine specifically because then you guys might have less to talk about. Romance. I'm cool with it. I fade to black generally. I don't. Well, first of all, everyone should fade to black. This is Twitch. This is TOS.
Right.
But in terms of like, if you want to have like a relationship with an NPC or each other, I don't particularly have a problem with that, provided everyone obviously consents. And we're not gonna do any of that gross stuff. But there goes the safety tools again, right? We have fallbacks for that sort of things as well. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it, but if any of you folks do as well, like that's something you should lay out now. That's important. And then death, character death. I like to make sure that if there's the possibility of character death, that I warn people ahead of time above the table. I know that takes away some of the mystique of things sometimes. But if it's not generally clear, like in a combat situation, pretty clear somebody can die, right? But if we're in some sort of situation where like you guys go dungeon delving or something, and there's a chance you could stick your hand in a random hole and lose your character, I think I should probably warn you guys about that. I don't like that's really old school D&D stuff, and I don't appreciate it in general. Also, you should know that for the first little bit of a character's existence, so like probably the first 3 levels or so, character death will not be happening. As in, it will not be permanent if it happens. There will be conceits. Right? And I do this mostly because it really sucks to make a character at level 1 and then to lose them before you really get to know them. So if anything happens that is really intense and you're worried about your character dying, there will be a conceit that feels good in the story, and if it doesn't, you can talk to me about that, and we'll make sure it feels good. I want your death to feel good. That's all I want. That's all I want.
You and me both. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with some expectations from Ron's corner, and we'll work our way around.
I'm just kind of gonna do the cop out thing. I expect to have a good time with all of my new friends and hang out and have fun. Yay! That's pretty much
Yay.
it. Like, yes.
All right then, Jinx.
Are we like supposed to list something that like specifically triggers us that we do not want to happen in the story?
Yeah, this will be a good time for that.
Okay, well, you already know this, but for everybody else, I really don't like aliens or the thought of them. I'm okay with like things from space, like if there's like a meteor or a chunk of rock that comes down to Earth and it's like, oh, it's got magical powers for whatever reason, and we want to use it to make a weapon or something. Like, I'm okay with that, but just like anything like super unnatural, I'm like really not okay with.
And that's big space deedly bopper style.
Yeah. Like ET kind of aliens.
Luckily,
That
there's
freaked
not
me
a
out as a
whole-
child, and that's why I don't like
Yeah.
them.
Not a whole lot of that.
Okay.
No.
Well, it's my first time playing, so I have no idea, and I just want to make everything clear. But yeah, that's all I got.
You-
And I want to have fun too.
Yeah, that too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Star.
Okay. So yeah, I think pretty much everything I would say has kind of already been covered. Fade to black for like raunchy romance scenes, I guess is kind of like gonna be my biggest thing, is not super into that. But I would also like to have fun, just obligatory answer there. I've been the forever DM of my group. So I've never actually played in a campaign before, so I'm excited about it. I will try to keep my metagaming to a minimum.
All right, Mildew.
I'm good. I wouldn't worry about me.
I mean, I'm
I'm
a
all right.
little worried.
Yeah.
You made
wouldn't
some
worry about
failed improvisational threats earlier, and I just
Oh no. Sorry. Don't worry about me having a bad time. Obviously, worry about how I'm going to ruin the campaign.
oh,
Obviously.
excellent.
I am here to
Excellent.
cause problems.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I woke up today and chose violence. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, we
As
all
one
do.
does.
All right, Zoe.
Yes. This is a very teacher thing that you're doing here, by the way. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that for me, my expectations are that there is such a thing as like good metagaming. I know metagaming is like boogeyman type thing in the TTRPG space, but I think that like as players, if we do something that's shitty, or if our characters need some tweaking to fit in with each other, I think that we should be able to talk to each other about that. Like, if my character is super annoying, please tell me, and I can change things, and it's fine. Like, I'm willing to do that kind of thing. That's my full answer. That's where the sentence is going to stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said a little bit earlier with the distractions thing, I don't have a problem with anyone on the table, for instance, looking up the stats of a monster you're fighting, because I tend to change all those stats anyway. But yeah, if you're if we're having issues with the way a character is being played or something like that, I don't think anyone that, first of all, I gathered this crew here because I trust everybody at the table, and if I didn't, no one would be here. So if anyone has an issue with anyone else's character, that's what our safety tools are for. And of course, if there needs to be a more extended discussion, we'll make it off of camera. So that'll be something we'll do at break or after the stream or something like that. Okay. Oh, speaking of Master Stream, you know what I forgot to talk about earlier in my welcome to the stream intro part. stick around after the session and we're gonna have a table talk.
So gather your questions.
Yes, gather your questions, and we will definitely be answering some of those immediately after the stream. We're gonna take a small break, and then we're gonna like maybe 15-20 minutes, and then we're gonna come back afterwards and discuss the session while answering your questions for about half an hour or so. So be ready for that. Okay, I think that was that. That's expectations done. The very last thing we got to do before we really situate our characters is alternate rules. Okay? Now, there are a bunch of house rules that people generally use as a matter of course. One that I use, for instance, is health potions are a bonus action to use instead of an action. Usually, using an item is... sorry, 1 second. My wife is asking if I need coffee, and the answer is yes. So, so usually using an item is an action, but that can be really restrictive in combat when you don't have a dedicated healer, for instance. And so using a health potion on yourself is a bonus action. Using it on another player will be an action because you're aiding them, right? I think that's my big one that I usually use. I also tend to use feats. I allow you folks to take feats whenever you want instead of just because feats are optional rule in 5e now. And I also tend to use flanking as a rule because it just makes sense in general, which is if you're directly 180 degrees from an ally and there's an enemy sandwiched between you two, you guys give each other advantage on attacking. It's a fun little rule I like to use. Aside from those two, there's only 2 other rules that I was considering for this campaign, but I'm only considering, and generally they make life harder for you guys. So we're going to talk about them, and you can absolutely say no. If any one of you says no, we're not going to use these because this is important that we enjoy the rules we're playing as. Okay? And I said a couple of times that I wanted to try Brutal Long Rest, but I'm really on the fence about it. What Brutal Long Rest does is that unless you take a downtime activity, which takes a week, you don't regain full health when you long rest. You regain everything else, all of your magic charges, all of your abilities come back like they normally would for long rest. But instead of getting your full health back at a long rest, you would get another short rest dice throw, basically, for getting health back up. What this normally does is it makes you going out and being in a place where you can't just take a week to recharge your batteries as a character a little bit more dangerous. This is entirely an RP decision. The only reason I was interested in doing it is I was interested to see what you folks would do with it. But if none of you think it's fun, then I'm absolutely not going to use it. Everybody okay?
I mean, I think we can like test it maybe. Because like it's not a rule
Sure.
that I'm familiar with.
Absolutely.
So maybe we could just like try it
Yeah.
out, see what we think, and then later on,
Yeah.
if we decide, this isn't really working, we can change it later.
Yeah,
Right.
like I'm scared of it, but that's because I'm a coward
Yeah.
and bad at games. So I think if we test it and it turns out like to add a good level of challenge, then we can keep it around.
Perfect. Okay. I'm down to test things always. Thank you very much. Yeah, so if we're cool with testing it out, we're actually probably not going to actually see much use of this for the first level or so, depending on how angry you folks all are, but we'll see how your characters do things. The only other one I was thinking of is the downtime level up, wherein you don't level up until you spend a downtime activity training into your new abilities. Again, this is the same line of thinking as the long rest one, where it makes your characters have to actually spend some downtime. But again, all it does really is slow things down a little bit. And that's up to you folks. We're already playing kind of slow. So if you don't want to use this one, I'm absolutely down to not use it.
I think it's a really interesting rule. I would be down for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then we'll use it the same way we're
Agreed.
thinking of the other one, where we'll test it out. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Now, does anyone else have any cool rules that they would like? Like ones that you're invincible or you can fly all the time or something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, we always win, and I would like to be invincible, please, and I would like all of my dice rolls to be 20s, please, and
I would like whenever my character is
I
not
would
on the
like the
screen
title
for
of
people to
Kobold
say,
King.
"Where's Rathgurther? What do you think she's doing?
What's up with Rathgurther?
Where's she at? What
Everybody's
kind of
always
adventure
thinking
she's having?"
of
the
Rathgurther.
most interesting people in the world. Everyone wants to know, always.
Well, all right. Why don't we at least? I think we've got time before the break. Why don't we at least situate our very first character? As long as everyone's cool with that. We could also take a break right now if people want.
I am okay with whatever pace we decide to go at.
I'm good to keep going.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. I am going to direct you all to your Tailspire.
Wow, it finished updating.
And I'm also going to actually turn on the sound.
Whoa. So environmental.
Right? Hey, game. WTF, mate.
Are you,
Camera shy.
is there more technical difficulties?
Nope.
Technical difficulty.
Hey, look at
technical
that.
difficult. Hey, there we go.
There we go. Beautiful. My green screen's freaking out a little bit, but it's fine. All right. So, I give you all the majestic town of Loudwater. Loudwater,
Ooh.
well, at least part of it anyway. I built all this using a lot of assets that a bunch of people helped me with.
Very nice.
Loudwater is a rich town. It is one of those really bougie places that a bunch of rich folk moved to that was originally a small country town, and then they just kind of built it up, and it's only for them now. It's called the town of 1,000 grottos because it's mostly built in the foothills of the mountains nearby, and a lot of those hills themselves are hollow, filled with these little grottos that you'll be seeing on the screen in a moment. There is a problem in Loudwater, and that is that it has been so long under the control of people who are very wealthy that people who are not at all wealthy just don't live here anymore. Much of their regular stuff like garbage takeout and food prep is done by automatons. That said, there are people that most of the population of Loudwater consider poor, and those are generally shop owners. And so that is about the extent of things. Now, the problem is, of course, that as the town gets more and more rich folk, they want more and more poor folk to look after them. And so there is an invention in Loudwater, something to draw crowds, something that will hopefully revolutionize travel. It's very expensive, and right now it goes from Loudwater to Waterdeep, and it's about to make its maiden voyage. It's called the Chariot, and it is a wheeled tracked carriage. It is run primarily on steam, using a captive's fire spirit, a lot like airships are in this world. And each and every one of you have a ticket to ride. Now, how you got that ticket is something we will be talking about today. But by the end of today, you'll be ready to board. So let's start with our lost child. Tim,
Yes.
why don't you describe yourself?
Sure. So Tim is a gnomish girl. As all gnomes are, she is very small. She's like 3 feet tall. And she has this shaggy brown hair and this big long jacket that has patches all over it. She looks kind of like a mess. She has like paint smears on her skin. Like she's a hot mess. And she has this big leather messenger bag that is just like bulky, like not sure what's in it. Looks like there's a bunch of wild stuff in there. Is there anything else that I need to describe her? Because she's currently in this town, terrified, super wide eyes, super like, oh my gosh, I don't know what is going on around me. So what is going on around her? Where is she currently?
You have entered Loudwater from the south.
Mm-hmm.
It has taken you a couple of hours to walk here from your compound, and then hidden in the small nooks and crannies of the foothills around here, between here and the high forest. Gotcha. It was an easy walk, but it was a little bit hard for you. I don't think you ever trekked over open terrain before. You've either been in your compound or you've been in the forest very nearby.
Yep.
But this was the only place, well, actually not the only place, but pretty near the only place your parents ever talked about stopping by should an emergency need be dealt with. They said they often stopped by here to get caravans to Waterdeep, which is the only other place you know of, aside from what you've read in your books, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you're here to find clues.
Yes.
You know they had a contact here,
mm-hmm.
but it's been a while.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where to begin.
Right. Well, on the road you're on, heading
mm-hmm.
northward, you see the gate to the Gold Quarter,
mm-hmm.
which is the wealthy district up top. And you see off to the west, thank you, you see what looks to be a place for the quote-unquote average folk to be living, including an open pavilion market square type area.
Ooh. Does it look like there's stuff?
There is definitely stuff going on. You hear sounds and commotion.
I would like to go towards the stuff, please.
You can absolutely go towards the stuff. Yeah, there she goes.
Is that okay that I'm
Yeah,
that I'm
absolutely.
just
You
flinging
can
her?
drag
Okay.
her around and plop her around.
Okay.
You can also, if you want to, you can also move with the arrow keys. But
Oh, I can.
there we are. Yeah,
This-
absolutely. That'll
this
move you on
application
the
is so
5x5
cool. I am-
grid.
This is very cool. Okay.
Yeah. So you
All
see
right.
an open market stall, vegetables, wares all over the place. You see a vegetable cart tended to by a tabaxi. You see another vegetable cart tended to by some sort of automaton. You see an area over here tended to by a couple of what look like fish folk. They don't have anything on their table at all. Maybe they don't get the idea of what goes on in a market, but they're here and they're happy, apparently. And then you've got what appear to be a whole tray of spices with some sort of traveling merchant.
Sure. Well, I don't know that there's anything here that is sort of the kind of thing that I'm looking for. Would I remember where in here the shop or the place that my parents went?
Yeah, there was a blacksmith that they used to frequent.
Sure.
But of course,
Would
as
I-
per usual, they didn't tell you much about them.
Right. Sure. Well, then I will go up to the tabaxi, let's say. Not jump on her vegetable stand. There we go.
That's the automaton, actually.
Oh,
This you see an automaton that is clearly made out of wood, actually.
that one. Oh, I
But
see.
yes, the tobacco.
I had to zoom in a little bit to see what it actually looked like. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
You're very cool looking.
Thank you.
I've never seen like a cat person before. That's like, where are you from?
I am from a little bit farther north.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. Are you here to buy?
Oh, do you know where the blacksmith is?
Oh yes, you take that little there's a little boat off by the river behind me, and it takes you into the grotto.
It's okay. Okay, thanks. Can I have some fruit or vegetables? What are these?
Yes, these are tomatoes.
Oh, can I have
Uh,
one?
They cost a copper each, if you have any.
No. Can I have one like for free?
Make a persuasion check, I guess.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
First
First
roll
roll of the
again.
game.
First
First roll of the
Okay.
game.
Oh no. How do I It's telling me to. Oh, I also rolled. I rolled 2 d20s on accident.
That's
Let me retry. Let me.
Outstanding. Good stuff.
Okay.
There you
A
go.
16
Look at
is the.
That's what you rolled. Yeah. Do you have your?
Can I-
don't.
How do I put them back?
You can
I
right
don't know
click
how
on
to-
them. You can right click
Oh.
on them and clear them.
Okay, there we go. So the real roll was a 16 plus, not much actually, minus.
Oh no.
What are we doing? Persuasion? Performance?
Mm-hmm.
Minus
It's
3.
persuasion. Minus 3.
Thir-
Oh no.
13.
13.
Oh.
Minus 3, correct.
And she goes, I am sorry, little one, but this is how I make my living. I have to have money to survive here.
You don't just like. I don't understand. What do you mean? You have to survive?
I-
Don't you like have a house?
I do, yes.
Okay. And you can grow food, so like what's. I don't understand.
The money helps me. There are taxes to pay in Loudwater.
What is that?
It's where. I'm sorry. Is this? Well, you know what? I'm not actually busy. Do you know about taxes? Because there's a long.
I have
History.
never heard that. I have never heard that word before in my life.
It's a fee you pay to live in a certain place. It pays for ostensibly services, although in Loudwater it just pays for my ability to stay here.
So like, but like, who are you paying? Where
The
does
mayor.
it go?
The
The
town's
mayor.
coffers. Yes.
Oh. And what does the mayor spend it on?
Usually road improvements in Gold Town.
Oh, that makes sense. So do I need to pay taxes? I don't live here.
If you
But,
wish
like,
to
the
live
roads are
here, you will
nice.
need to.
Oh, okay.
If you're
Well, I don't
visiting,
wanna
then
live
no.
Okay. Well, I don't have any money, but
Well,
I do have some cool rocks. Do you want to see one? Can I?
okay. You have opened up the option of having another persuasion check for that.
Oh no.
That is something you can do because that was way too cute for me not to let that happen. Oh well. That's
11.
Mm,
11.
11. Listen, you're very cute, but I'm so sorry I can't.
Oh gosh, what else would she even have? So she's gonna
Good.
take out a rock out of her bag and using her skills, she has a skill where she can make any tiny item like have cool little properties. And so what she's gonna do is pull out this rock and rub a little bit of her special paint on it and like just hold it real hard and imagine what it is that she wants it to do. And it's going to, I think I can make things have light. It's going to glow this like cute, what color is the clothing that the tabaxi is wearing?
She is wearing this sort of like beige and green ensemble.
Okay. Then I will make it glow the same color green that she has on her clothes and just like hold it out. Like, what about now? See how cool this is? It's like the coolest rock.
That's actually, that's not bad actually. You can just make
Huh?
those.
Yeah,
Those would sell so well.
but I don't have to pay taxes.
That's That's true. What would you like? What would you like to eat?
Oh, so you have tomatoes and you have what else do you have?
I have some carrots. I also have some garlic, although I don't suggest you eat that raw. Unless you are sick.
Why?
It is strong. Generally, only kobolds tend to eat things so strong. Maybe dwarves.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'll have. Yeah, can I just have a couple tomatoes?
And absolutely here.
Oh.
And she gives you 5 wrapped in a
Oh
paper.
no. Okay. So I'll stick 4 of them in my bag and then just like straight up just eat it like an apple. Bite into one of them and be like,
Pretty good.
okay, thanks. I'm gonna go find the blacksmith. So you said which direction in the little boat?
Directly behind me.
Oh, right,
On the
okay.
shore, there is a boat tethered, and it will take you into the grotto.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh wait, what's your name? I always forget that other people have names.
I am Lura.
Laura. Oh, that's a very pretty name. Okay, bye.
Goodbye. And off she scurries.
Yep,
Oh,
I'm gonna
hey.
go over to the boat.
Righteous. There you go. If you're going a long way, you can absolutely. If it's easy,
I like
you
this.
can drink it. You like it? Okay. Now, in order for me to actually move this boat would take a lot, so I'm not
Okay.
going to. You're gonna have to use our imaginations for this part. Everybody
What?
in
I don't
chat,
have one of those.
imagine really, really hard that the boat is moving forward.
So I'm going
Okay.
in this underwater area. Like over here?
You're going to be, you're going to tether up somewhere on this side here. One side or the
can't
other. It's
see.
up to you.
Okay.
Yes. Don't forget you can lower the green tab on your upper right, and it'll take away certain things. So, for instance, right next to yourself, you're seeing the tall buildings of the interior of this grotto. There's one large one right next to you with a sign that says Necromancer, and then there is there is one across the way, which is a it is a blacksmith called World's Best. That's it.
Okay.
And then, of course, the big thing dominating this view, with a gate guarding it, is this beautiful, like, open-air pavilion almost. It looks like an important building. There's no one in it currently.
Well, so I can see the blacksmith from where
You
I
can.
am?
Yeah, it's off to your right. It's the other building on the other side of the river that you were just near.
Oh, so it's like across the bridge.
Correct. Yes.
Come on. Sorry, I'm getting used to the controls. There we
That's
go.
quite fine.
Over
Don't you worry.
here.
And we'll go over here, and I will lower the gradient so you folks can see the inner workings. There we are. And yeah, you're assaulted instantly as soon as you get close by a smell. It is you've actually smelled it before. It's the smell of a spell working very, very hard. So it's like that ozone-y sort of tinge to it.
Nice.
And there are 2 automatons manning the front bench, which is loaded with weapons and various implements of all sorts, all very fancy. No farm implements. The smallest implements are things like nose hair trimmers and fancy like mustache trimmer, scissors
Cool.
and that sort of stuff. But yeah.
Well, can I tell like which of the automatons is like in charge? Is there somebody in charge?
There, if you're looking further in, there does seem to be a living person on the inside here.
Okay. Well, then I will head that way.
As soon as you
go.
cross the line that you just crossed,
Uh-huh.
suddenly you hear the ting, 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 and all these like roaring fire sounds, and you're assaulted by like a wave of heat from the furnace, and like the air smells sooty in a way that it didn't just outside the pavilion.
It's good. It's a good smell.
Right.
I just. I'm gonna walk up to this person. Hi.
Ah, yes. Hello, little person. How are you?
Oh, that's rude.
Well, you're quite small.
Well, should I just call you a big person?
if you would like. It's a little gauche, but as you can see, I am
Okay.
tall.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. You don't need to like rub it in. So, do you know Ada and Julius? They're also like
Ada,
me. Do you remember them?
Julius.
Like, I don't know, like 12 years ago, or give or take.
They're also your son. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were a very small child.
No,
Are you?
I am 32 years old.
Oh, pardon me. I'm very sorry. That would mean you are of the gnomish people, I assume?
Yes.
And you are looking for more
Obviously.
gnomes, correct? I apologize. I need to be
Yes.
succinct for my records. And you see that there's an automaton like nearby taking notes,
Mhm.
like
Nice.
just on this thing over here. And there's a big book that looks like a ledger.
Ah, okay. So, do you remember them?
Not off the top of my head, no, but I can certainly check. 03, double check for me. Gnomish patrons, interested in. Sorry, what were they buying? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't know. They never let me, like, I was never there when they were like doing business stuff, so I don't know. But probably like lots of like metal, and because they were also like they did this kind of stuff too, where they were making like magic stuff. So whatever other magic stuff you use to make more magic stuff.
03, check under sundries, if you wouldn't mind. Check for gnomish inventors, under the inventors page, please. It takes probably about 5 seconds. You see the automaton quickly cycle through things and then spin on its axis without turning its lower axis, and nod an assent. Excellent. Yes, those two are indeed in our books.
Do you know where they are?
No, they made some purchases. Let me look at my book. One moment. And they go off to consult their book, and you notice that the automaton at the smeltery over here in the corner like sneaks a peek at you. Just like turns in its head a little bit and looks at you real quick before looking back, while its owner is obviously not paying attention.
Yeah, so while she's over there doing that, I'm gonna go go see the automaton that peeked at me.
That'd be this little gem right here.
Hi. I'm gonna like tap on the metal to like ting ting ting.
Yeah, it's
Hi.
a fully brass automaton,
Oh.
and it's you can see like it's trying really hard to not pay attention to you. Like you can see it like it twitches a little bit in your direction when you tap it, but it tries to go back and resume its mechanical workings for the most part.
Hi, can I like look inside your body, please? I wanna see how it works.
This shocks it into looking right around. Excuse me?
How do you work? How does it? Because you're like a
I'm not
machine, but like
supposed to
how does
speak
it
to
work?
I'm not
No,
supposed to
but
speak to customers.
I'm not really a customer. I'm not gonna buy anything. I'm just looking for my parents.
Oh no! Don't say not gonna buy anything. Don't let Master hear that.
Oh, I think that she already doesn't like me. I don't know that I can make anything worse.
Indeed. And at this point, you hear the cane tapping along the
Oh
ground
no.
as the owner comes back here, and the automaton like immediately moves back to what it was doing. I apologize. Was O2 bothering you?
Oh, well, he wouldn't let me look inside of him, but other than that, he was very nice.
Oh. Well, that's fine. I can actually give you some schematics if you'd like.
Oh, yes.
They're a rather old model.
Oh, I don't care.
Perfect. Let's see here. It says here your family was here earlier, so that they could make a purchase order before moving on to Waterdeep.
Okay. And how long ago was this?
It looks, by my records, to be roughly 10 years ago.
Okay.
Have you not seen them in that long? The trip was supposed to be very quick, they said.
Well, so they told me that if anybody ever came to the tower to not tell them that they weren't there, because then they would like come in and try to like abduct me. But it's been like 12 years, so I think I'm allowed to say that they are not there.
Interesting. Well, that's very unfortunate.
Yes. Okay, so can I have the schematics and then go?
Absolutely. Why don't you follow me to the front here?
Okay.
And they pull out what looks to be a wand or something from their person, and wave it real quick, and a bag appears on their belt. And then they open that bag, and out they pull out this big like sheaf of paper.
Wow.
Now, this is a copy, you understand, but it would still cost a fair amount, I imagine, given that it's a schematic of my own.
You have to pay taxes too?
Yes, I am a store owner.
Does everybody in this town have to pay? Do the automatons pay taxes? Do children pay taxes?
No, I pay a tax for my automatons.
You pay for them?
Yes.
Hmm.
They are my wards. You see, I maintain them, and I make sure they are in a good operating order.
So, like, if I pretended to be an automaton, I wouldn't have to pay taxes?
It would have to be a very good performance, but yes, I imagine
Okay.
so.
I bet I can do that. I'm really good at, like, talking to people.
See, I can understand that.
Yeah.
So this schematic
Mhm.
would be about 10 gold.
10 gold.
Yes, it is an old schematic, not very expensive, I know, but I'm sure you'll forgive me for pricing it so low.
I have 4 of the tastiest tomatoes you will ever find this side of Waterdeep.
Really? Tomatoes, you say?
Yes.
And you see them
I'm gonna pull one out of my bag and kind of like.
I'm gonna let you make a persuasion check.
Oh no! I'm so
That's what. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Oh! It flew away.
That's not
So
bad.
-3 is 14.
Okay. And you see that the shopkeep was like reaching for something under the table, and then like stops and goes, "It's fine. It's quite. No, I'm afraid I cannot trade for tomatoes. Do you have anything else for trade? Something magical might do, considering that this is merely a mundane schematic."
I mean, I don't. Nothing that I want to give away. Are you sure I can't just have it? Because I'm looking for my parents. I mean, look at me. I'm so little.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'll give you another one. And this
No!
one will be an advantage for a specific reason that you don't know. You managed to trigger something specific.
Nope. That is an
Oh,
11 minus 3,
that's
which
that's
is
such a
an
shame.
8.
The best I can do is give it away for 5 gold, and that would be giving it away.
Okay, I will find some stuff and then come back. Okay, so don't forget that I need that.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
they tap the roll on the desk, and just as a symbol, like a yes, absolutely. And then they stuff it back in their bag. And you notice, because your passive perception is high enough, that a little sheaf of paper falls out as they tap it, and it falls out like forward and directly down in front of you, so they didn't notice at all.
I'm gonna like scoot my toe forward a little bit and just kind of like step on it, and like wait for them to turn around and go back to whatever they were doing.
Right. And so they immediately leave, like they just kind of like move off from where they were. I just tried to grab the model on my OBS screen instead of my
Reach in and grab.
reach in and grab. And like they go off this way to be terrible to their automatons again, like usual. And now just the automatons are watching, and they don't seem to be too interested in what you're doing.
Well, I'm gonna reach down and grab it and just kind of hold it in my hand and run out of the building.
Absolutely.
Oh, not that way.
Not that way though.
This-
There you go. Yep, that would be into the water.
Yes.
So yes, there you are, and in your hand, you're holding what appears to be a ticket. It says, "For transfer to Waterdeep, maiden voyage of the Chariot."
I bet I could sell this for 5 gold. All right, I am trying to figure out how I can get those schematics. I'm gonna run into the nearest building and talk to whoever's there. Or if you want to move
Sure.
to the next character, that's also fine.
Well, let's do a pause here because it is now 3 o'clock, a little bit after 3 o'clock, and we are going to have a little bit of a break. So I'm going to put on the break screen, and we are going to get up and stand up and do our bio breaks and grab more water and all stuff like that. And then when we come back, we are going to transition to a different character.
Awesome.
But that was Tim, everybody.
Yay.
Yes, that was Tim.
We'll be right back.
Nice.
And we're back. Hopefully everything is still good and not broken. I appreciate all of that. Looks like we're fine. Perfect. I hope everyone had a good break. You all should have gotten up and gotten something to drink as well. It has already been an hour.
Oh god.
All right. So, we are going to jump very quickly over to... Oh, who would be next, I wonder? You know, let me roll for it this time. I chose Kim first because I felt the fish out of water would be a good one.
Fish out of water? What, you mean not understanding taxes is a...
is a useful one, yeah.
Fantasy taxes. I'm so glad those don't exist in the real world.
By strange coincidence, we are going to be going in to Necromancer to meet our next character, Vernon. Vernon.
I had a feeling it was going to be me.
Absolutely. You have been living in Loudwater for very close to a year now, at the house of your grandmother.
Yes.
After, unfortunately, your estranged father's demise. That was never solved, strangely. You run
very
a
strange
business called Necromancer, where you make most fine and excellent scarves and accoutrements for one's upper appendage.
Yes,
and
indeed.
live
Indeed, I
here, and
do.
You own it, which is, well, technically Granny owns it, but, you know.
On paper.
Yeah. And let's see here. Now that we're inside the building, you have just finished selling one of your quote-unquote finest scarves to a customer, and they have just left.
Mm-hmm.
Very shortly, you plan on embarking to Waterdeep for a bunch of supplies. It was Granny's idea that you go to Waterdeep to get some experience in that town because you actually haven't been there before, which is weird for you. You've traveled a lot of places, but not Waterdeep.
Yes.
And you were extremely lucky to buy yourself onto this new contraption heading to Waterdeep at half the time. You're pretty sure Granny's going to be thrilled about this. But you haven't told her yet. And just at that moment, in fact, you hear the tapping of her cane as she's coming down the stairs.
Oh, good. Here comes the old woman now.
Yeah. I'm going to grab her. Hey, no, I have to listen to you. I'm gonna teleport you. Hang on a second. No, pay no attention to the man beyond the curtain. Okay.
Yes,
and
exactly.
she's on here, and she's bowed a little bit. She's wearing a very conservative dress. Like, it has very little accoutrements on it. Most people get like an embroidery done on their dresses. That's very common for this time period. But she's wearing a sort of flowy, drapey thing with like what's called a babette, which is like a little tiny circle on the top of her head, and it's got like it's pinned in place with a strap around her neck. And she's a little tiny hobbled with a cane, and she goes, "My grandson, you did not hear the bell. I need a little bit of assistance upstairs, please."
Little bit of assistance, you say? What now?
Please, just
God, don't do that
upstairs
much.
if you will.
Okay, but I am up, so it's better be quick.
That is fine. There are
After
no
all, we did
customers
just sell
waiting.
this scarf, and yes,
That's-
my goodness, I had the
Soon.
things that.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit wonky when you go upstairs. As soon as you guys are in private, she stands straight up, tosses the cane to the side derisively, and turns on you. You know how much I hate going down the stairs and pretending to be a crippled old woman. Don't make me do that again. If you hear the bell, I need your aid. You understand?
Yes, grandmother.
And you can stop calling me that
Anyway.
while we're up here anyway.
Fair enough. Although you do look the part.
Well, I am old, I'm afraid.
Yes,
How is
time
your
ravages us
preparations
all.
for your trip?
Preparations are going very well. In fact, there is some very good news. I happened upon this ticket for a new, what would it be? I suppose it's a new method of transportation over to Waterdeep, and we should get there in about half the time that we were anticipating previously, so that we can get more resources quickly, and then I could get back and sell them faster, and then we can make more money.
Eee. Her mouth flattens into what you have begun to recognize is her disappointed look. And she goes, well, at least you will be spending a little bit of time in Waterdeep, which is more than what I can say, but you should have really gone by caravan. You shouldn't be trusting these newfangled inventions.
Oh yes, of course, the caravan. It would take even longer, and we would get, less money, which is kind of the important thing here. I mean, we do have to pay the taxes, and they don't just accept tomatoes or anything like that. So
Vernon,
we're doing very well, by the way. So I expect we'll
I'm-
have to pay a lot in taxes.
Vernon, your rags do not pay the cover for this place. I do. But that's beside
If
the
you
point.
say so.
What I need from you right now is to quickly go over something in the grimoire I have finally uncovered for you.
Mm.
This
Yes,
seems to
let's
be a
take a look.
passage that will allow me to decipher even more pages, but honestly, I'm at a bit of a loss. And so, what I would like you to do is, while you are in Waterdeep, you are to contact a friend of mine. They are part of the
Friend,
children.
you?
They are a member of the children. And you will be contacting them properly. Do you remember what I told you about contacting the children?
Admittedly, I do not. It seemed a rather complicated procedure, if I recall.
I know your memory is difficult, but you need to pay attention. This isn't some Zentarum loser you're going to be meeting. This is a true faithful. You understand?
Understood.
You will go, and you will knock thrice on the door that is marked, and you will be asked a question, and your answer will be, the crab knocks for thee.
Understood. The crab
What?
knocks for 3. Excellent.
Boy.
What? The crab has multiple children. Obviously, it's knocking for 2 of the children that it brought along with it. It makes perfect sense.
You do
I understand
realize
this
that
code.
you are the only seed I have come across in my many, many years of searching.
That's what I understand, but I don't. I don't actually understand. If you catch my meaning.
You know, your naivete would almost be sweet if I were younger. I will
Well,
mind the shop
it's
for the rest
unfortunate
of the
that you're
time
not.
that you are away, but you should be proceeding to the train yard now.
Okay, I will go then. Thank you for your assistance with the children. Again.
She basically
Anything
just
else?
goes back. No, child, leave me.
Mm. Are you
She's
sure?
got that irritated look.
Okay, I don't want to make you too angry. The crab knocks twice. Okay, goodbye.
And yes, if you were wondering, this is your little cubby that you sleep in up here.
Oh, I see it now. My
Mhm.
goodness, not quite the room I was picturing in my head when I, took over this establishment. But here we are. Well, such is life. All right, what else? What do we have going on in the shop? Hopefully nobody's come in and pillaged all of my materials. I can't center on my character because I am still messing around with this program for basically the first time. Okay. Well, I suppose to the train yard I shall go. Yes. Indeed.
As you walk outside, just open this door for you so you can.
Wait,
You almost
okay,
run head
yes.
first into a very tiny person. Considering how
Oh, no.
considering how tall you are specifically, incidentally.
There I am. Wah! I'm sorry, blah.
Ah! Are we just making noises at each other? Is that what we're
Yes.
doing? Okay.
That is what we're doing now. Okay.
Hi,
I apologize, small
you
child.
know-
I almost ran into
Do you know what I could do with this train ticket? I need 5 gold.
Well, I don't know what to really tell. Are you trying to get to Waterdeep?
I
Because
yes,
that is what the
actually, but I there's like 5 steps between here and that, because I also need 5 gold so that I can get these schematics that were the last things that my parents bought, and my parents disappeared, and so that's what I need to be doing.
Oh, I see.
Do you have 5 gold that I can
Well,
borrow?
Sadly, I do not. You see, I have to pay taxes living here, and you know.
Taxes. Yeah, I've heard a lot
Yes,
about those.
yes.
That, it doesn't
We
like
are,
all you get is roads. That doesn't seem
What was
like a
that?
great
I'm sorry.
deal.
Yes.
You
Well,
just
I
get
mean,
roads out of it.
Well, you know, the thing about roads is, at least it's a stable, walking area. And,
Right.
if you take a caravan, then you don't have to worry about the horses breaking their ankles or something to that effect. I don't really know much about the anatomy of horses, so maybe they don't have ankles. Anyway.
Vernon,
There are
if
some
it matters to you, even though you know that you should be keeping money for taxes, you do hear, Granny has this way of talking to you that you just kind of always just kind of shudder and remember at the right moments, and you can hear her in your
Okay.
brain right now going, "No, charity," and it's just every time you've heard that, she just encourages you to not be charitable, and a whole bunch of other things.
Okay.
So that's a no on the
Besides my-
5 gold.
That is a no. However, I am feeling a bit charitable. Me and, then for reasons. So I will give you 1 gold, and that is all that I can really spare at the moment. So here you are.
Thanks.
Granny
Then
is
I
disappointed.
Turn around and Granny can be disappointed all she wants. She doesn't see me as far as I know.
So do you know where I can get do you know where I can get more money? Do you know can I come with you?
If you so choose, I do know how to make a fair amount of gold.
Oh, well that's
All
what
you
I
really
need.
to do
That is what I need.
All right. Well, then consider yourself under my tutelage. I would be happy to assist you in this money-making endeavor.
Yes.
Now, the first things first, we need to go and find a bunch of dead bodies. Just fresh from the battle, and then we will pick them clean of all of their clothing. It's kind of what's the word I'm looking for here?
Gross.
It's very yes, it's very gross. It's very gross, but you can take that clothing and clean it up and turn it into new clothing that you
Are
can
all
convince
of-
the people
are-
around here that it's very, very nice.
So all of your clothes are dead people clothes?
Well, all is a bit generous.
That
But
is actually
some of
such a
them-
great idea, because then those clothes would just go to waste, right?
Precisely. You need to
Exactly.
use as much resources as you can.
See,
So,
you're such a good
see,
business person.
Yes. You know so much about this already. I don't know why you even need me to teach you.
Okay, so where are you going? What are you doing? What are we doing?
Truth be told, I have not been to the train station before, so I do not know myself exactly where we're going, but
You would
I
know
have an
that
idea.
the ticket says that it is located by the inn in the Gold Quarter. So it's up
Okay.
top.
I will follow you.
Cue fast travel sequence.
Going
Mhm.
not to be confused
Yes.
with the silver quarter. Okay.
So
Oh, how do I?
if you folks want, I can teleport your
I
characters.
don't
to
know
you.
how to get.
Yes.
It's quite
Okay,
fun.
sounds good.
Don't you worry. Watch this amazing DM prowess I am about to do here while I steal your characters, pluck them even, right from the air.
Straight out of my control.
There you are. If you click on your character portraits on the left-hand side now, you'll be
Mhm.
teleported right to where you need to go.
Boop. Oh, nice. Yes, that would have been a bit of a journey.
It would have been.
I mean, it was a bit
Uh,
of a journey,
Yeah, you
and we
took a
talked
little
about
bit.
Yes,
so much
yes.
stuff while we walked. We're like best
I
friends
know.
now.
I can't believe that you were able to just
It's
get tomatoes.
it's been such a long time since
Or a
I've talked to
rock.
like a person. I mean, usually I just
Yes.
talk to like animals and rocks and imaginary friends and stuff. But
Mhm.
I'm not used to people like talking back. It's kind of cool.
Sometimes it is good to talk to yourself or your imaginary friends.
Yes.
Helps you gain some insight.
Very quickly, as this snowball is building, and you folks wait your turn to go through the gates here, as your pass for the train allows you to go through it, I'm going to snap to another character, as your walk to the train yard will be rather uneventful. Who's up next? Thank you very much, Vernon, for your entry.
And thank you.
Oh. All right. Mildred. Or should I say Rathguther?
Rathguther, yes.
Yes. It has been a very long time since you have been in Loudwater, and you're not really sure under what context you were in Loudwater. It doesn't seem like the sort of place you would frequent, but perhaps. You know there's a reason you're here. You're not sure why.
Okay.
But you've walked from the Deseret Valley all the way here on foot, and it's been a long time.
Let me check my inventory real quick. See what I got gold wise.
Sure.
Get this. None. Okay. That's the exact answer I was hoping not to see.
Yeah, you have 15 gold.
I do?
Yep.
Okay.
Inventory upper right-hand side. There's a little tiny like 15 with a gold symbol on it, right across from weight carried.
What? Where are you seeing this?
This is on your D&D Beyond sheet.
Uh,
Under inventory, there will be a
Uh-huh.
weight carried, and then directly across from that on the right-hand side, there's a little tiny marker that says 15 and a little tiny like gold symbol.
Okay, whatever. That's fine. That's fine. I would like to. Who's around? Who do I see? Do I see anyone?
Immediately in front of you, you see a marketplace, and to your left, you see what looks to be some sort of village. And it's very small, but very repetitive looking. And then up top, as you can see from just looking straight ahead of you, you can see some magnificent buildings in the distance on top of this big hill.
Do any of them look like they could be an inn?
Yeah, actually, a couple of them do. Although there
Okay.
looks to be a building that is an inn right to your left across this bridge.
All right,
Which
I'm
is
gonna
much
go to that
closer.
inn.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's not what I wanted.
How do you move your guy without dragging them?
You can use the arrow keys if you like, and it'll move you
Right.
brick by brick.
This simply moves my camera.
That's that. If you click on your character specifically, and then you move with your arrow keys.
I see. Where's
Oh.
this inn?
As the inn right in front of you, there's a big giant 3-story inn. What? Yeah.
There we go.
And I will in fact even open the door that you should like.
She's walking this fast, by the way. She's
Absolutely.
gonna trudge right in.
Beautiful. You come in and you see this place seems to be barely outfitted. It looks extremely new, in fact. There are maybe there's maybe one waiter, 2 attendants, and the barkeep himself.
I look to the barkeep and I say, "You there? I shall take a flagon of ale, for I am weary from my travels."
Right away, Mom. What kind of ale are you looking for?
It matters not. I have a thirst that must be quenched, not just for ale, but for adventure.
Right, well, I can handle the ale part. Give me a second. And he goes off and fills a chilled stein and sends it to you.
Ah, excellent. How much do I owe you?
A silver piece should do.
Very well. And I slide the silver piece across the table. You're probably wondering who I am.
Slightly, yes.
I am the legendary Rathgurtha, mighty warrior, whose tales you have no doubt heard, whispered around many a campfire. Allow me to set the record straight. No, I did not wed the Slug King. Don't know how that rumor gets started.
That sounds like quite the tale.
Oh yes, I have had many adventures.
Quite. Well, you're in a good place for it. There's some newfangled invention up in Goldtown. Everyone's talking about it.
A newfangled invention, you say? Perhaps this will pique my interest. Tell me, where might one find this invention?
There's a train yard up in Goldtown, which is the top of that hill over there. But you won't get past the guards without a ticket. Now, I happen to actually been told to hand out coupons like this for just such an occasion if I can find myself an adventurer or an entertainer who could do something of note on this train. Could you perhaps give me any story about yourself?
Well, there was the time that the King of Giants sought my hand in marriage. Of course, using my cunning guile, I tricked him into betrothing his own horse.
His own horse, you say?
Indeed.
That's quite funny.
It was a beautiful ceremony.
Were you were present at the ceremony after tricking him?
Yes, of course.
That's
I
quite
wouldn't have missed it
brave.
for the world.
Are they still together?
No, I don't think so. I believe it was annulled when it became clear that it was a horse, but I was long gone from town at that point, with a sack of gold for my troubles.
I dare say. You know, this train's gonna be full of a bunch of wealthy snobs. If you can get any of them to marry any sort of barnyard animal, that's worth the price of admission. And he slides across a sheet of paper, very small. It says "Maiden Voyage, the Chariot."
I shall take your coupon. Tell me, what animals will be on this newfangled carriage that might be of wedding age?
Mostly rich folk.
They are difficult to finagle often. But I shall do my best.
Absolutely. Wait.
She
That's funny.
takes one sip of ale and she like noticeably winces. And she's like, good, strong.
It's called Adventure Ale. I thought it would be funny.
Yes, I love ale.
Right.
I love it. Tastes good and not at all disgusting to me.
That's quite clear. I'm glad you're talking about this. It's so refreshing to have a customer who says out loud what they enjoy. Makes it a whole lot easier
Yes.
for people like me.
I am not like most.
Indeed. Such a I think you're gonna do well.
I do well everywhere I go, barkeep. But thank you for your vote of confidence. I like you.
I'm rather fond of you myself, but I just met you.
It is wise to remain in the good books of the mighty Rathgurther.
Absolutely. You see him like writing something down and like putting it under his desk for later.
For though I am kind in temperament, I do have a bit of a temper.
Certainly. If you don't mind me saying so, you're dressed in the accoutrements of a barbarian.
Oh yes, you noticed. Indeed, I have dabbled in barbarianism, as you can no doubt tell from my rough and tumble attitude.
Yeah, I'd say so. Speaking of rough and tumble, though, you might actually miss the train if you don't leave now.
The train shall wait for me.
That might be true, actually, depending on how long the mayor talks for.
Very well. I suppose I won't have time to finish this ale. Drat. How inconvenient. Goodbye, barkeep.
Certainly.
Fare thee well.
I think she might have been some sort of performer, don't you? The door closes.
Should be noted that she is dressed in a barbarian outfit, but it is like conspicuously clean and like just fresh off the rack.
Absolutely. I believe your sword is real, though, correct?
The sword is real, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Very well. There's a very easy way to the gold town over here, with a sort of winding path up the side of the of this hill, as you pass all of these homes. And you notice in a very nearby field as you pass by that there are two people engaging in some what looks to be sort of training swordplay.
Excellent form.
And as that happens, do you stop, by the way, to watch a little bit, perhaps?
Yes, and I'm making a lot of faces like, yes,
Right.
good,
Very
good.
good. We are going to step off of Rathguther for a minute. And Star.
Hello.
You are currently sparring a little bit with your current fencing instructor, Brother Leutger. And Brother Leutger is a monk from a nearby convent. And he has been teaching you how to use small weapons for probably a couple of, maybe a month or two now, off and on, as you leave Loudwater and come back to Loudwater and go out and do things and come back. And you are about to take your very first trip back to Waterdeep, and you thought it would be a good time to brush up on some training, as you have somehow come across a ticket to this miraculous new invention. And so you thought it was a good time to check in with him, and of course he suggested a little bit of swordplay.
Of course.
Yeah. And obviously this stranger walks up partway through your talk, your first bout. But
we talk with swords.
Yeah, and I mean they're being a little bit polite by standing off at a fair distance, but they're hemming and hawing dramatically a little bit. But that's about the. David, here I'll move you over here real quick. There you go.
Stranger approaches from the sky.
Right. I'm making an assumption here, but I assume you ignore the stranger for the time being, as your opponent is still here.
Yeah, I'll probably like just glance over, like just in the middle of just like swinging swords around, and then just like, is there somebody over there? Doesn't matter. Bye.
I will say that it's going to be very difficult to ignore her. She's not going to make that easy.
I'm doing my very best.
In the meantime, what I want is for you to roll initiative.
Oh shit! Okay.
Rathgurther, you're also going to roll initiative. Although I don't think you'll be fighting. It'll be mostly for when you can make your comments, as that will be how you are fighting in this particular bout.
Should I roll in D&D Beyond? Or
You can indeed. In fact, I'm going to turn it into turn-based mode, and what you're going to do is you're going to roll your d20, and you're going to not tell me what it is in it for a minute until I've asked for it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, did anyone score anything from 25 to 20?
Nope.
Did anyone score anything from 20 to 15? Oh, okay. Whiteger goes first then. Hold on. Point.
Yep.
Did anyone get from 15 to 10?
I got 14.
Bingo, and that means that unfortunately, for Rathguther, apply turnover. Okay, so Brother Leutger is armed with a short sword that is particularly thin and stabby, and he also has a buckler, but he doesn't wear any armor. He's just wearing his monk's robes. And stepping into a guard, he moves quickly forward and stabs outwards with this particular weapon. And he's going to roll. Give me half a moment. What is your AC, my friend?
15.
15. He misses with his first as you parry off to the side, I imagine. And that will be, he will then spend a key point and pop into patient defense as he steps backwards and points the sword towards you to stop you from charging at him immediately. It is now your turn.
Okay, well, I am going to charge him immediately. I'm going to make an attack with one of my short swords. That was only, that's a 9.
The 9 to hit him? I'm afraid you also miss.
Yeah, I figured. Then I'm going to go ahead and do my bonus attack with my second short sword, because I have 2 of them.
Absolutely.
And that one is a 21.
Oh, that hits.
Yeah! Alright, so then that is, Matt, 8 damage.
8 whole damage. That's pretty good. Let's see here.
Max to that
Bravo.
1d6 plus 2 roll. Hell yeah.
8 whole damage, you say. You give him a good, you give him a really good strike to his ribs as he wasn't couching enough. And he goes, oh, all right, fine then. And then he pulls back and he does another, oh wait, hold on. That's not his turn yet. I thought he had something big. Rathguther, it is your turn.
I would like to give, hold on, I have to look up your character's name here. Emery, some
Yes.
bardic inspiration.
Oh, dope.
Ooh.
Don't give up, child.
Child, what? Oh, okay, whatever.
And Leutger takes that as a chance to attack you.
To attack me?
No, attack Emery, pardon me. Using the distraction, as it were, if it even is a distraction. I'm imagining that a 23 will hit you.
No, actually, yeah, it does.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. And so he strikes out at you, and you take... where is my die for this? I should have been more prepared. You take 9 points of damage as he
that's a lot.
as he whips the flat of his blade across the side of your face.
I only have 3 of those left. Level 1.
God. And he goes, guard your head, girl. That's why I gave you 2 messers. Hold one above your head. And now it's your turn.
Okay.
You have a 1d6 that you can add to any ability check, by the way.
Oh, excellent. I am going to use my second wind
Nice.
as a bonus action to get some of that HP back. I need to roll a d10, and it's not giving me the option to just click on it like everything else.
That's weird.
I guess I can just do it on this. How do I? Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Oh,
Go for it.
that's only a 2, but okay. So I get 2 plus 1 is 3 HP back. I am now at half, which is better. And then I'm gonna go in with more swords.
Go in.
Sword. Go in once. That's a 12.
That does not hit. His buckler
Okay.
parries off your first strike.
Okay, well I'm gonna just kind of like try and swing around that and then go with my second sword.
Go for
Second
it.
sword's doing better today. That's a 15.
That also does not hit.
Damn it.
Rathgurther. Oh wait, you could have used your bardic inspiration on any time.
Oh, I
last
could.
time.
I
Yeah.
could. Can I do that then? I'm just one of
Yeah,
those.
your second hit might do it if you roll well with your bardic.
Okay. 1d6 for that.
And you rolled a 15 originally.
Yeah, it's a 2.
That
that's
just beats
17.
it. So you hit him
Excellent.
again. Nice job.
Nice. So that is 3.
Woo! Hey, every little bit counts. You like smack him with the hilt of your sword, and he goes, "Hoorah." Now it's Rathgurther's turn.
I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery
Ooh.
Oh no, on who?
on the other guy. On the guy.
Nope.
This person, Brother Lutger?
Blitger, yeah.
Lutger. And I say, "You're slowing down. Perhaps you're getting tired."
And that does.
Well, I gotta roll the d20. Hold on. Do I? Hold on.
Sorry, I forgot to
You
change
must
the music.
proceed on a wisdom saving throw. So roll a
Ooh.
wisdom save.
Nope. Okay. And what is the number to beat? Oh, he rolled real bad. He rolled a 6. I doubt very much that will pass.
I don't think it does. My spell save DC, which I know offhand, is 12. So, no. He takes 2 psychic damage and has disadvantage on his next attack.
Oh, bravo.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing he wasn't planning on going for an attack immediately. Is that the end of your turn, by the way, Rathgurther?
Indeed.
Being so close in, Loiker wraps his arm around your sword arm and attempts to pull you into some sort of bar of some sort, like, with it. And he's going to make an athletics check, and if you wish to, you can make either an athletics check or an acrobatics check to oppose.
Yes.
Oh, actually,
Okay, well, my
I think he has
acrobatics are
disadvantage on that
better.
anyway because it still counts as an attack. Oh, well, that's
Well, I got a 17 for acrobatics.
bingo. So yes, he tries to wrap his buckler arm around yours, but you slip out of it. No problemo. And it is now your turn again.
All right, I am just gonna just both hands overhead, just like one each sword in a hand, and just wail on him.
Whoa.
Oh
Oh man.
come on! Oh no, it's a 7, not a 1. So 11 for the first one. I know that's not gonna do it.
Okay.
And you know what I'm actually gonna do? Well, so I have like the dual or like two-handed fighting, but that's an action. So I've already taken my action, so I can't. I'm just gonna hit him with my sword again, going with
Go
the
for
other
it.
sword. Oh yeah, it's not gonna do it either. That's a 9.
It's a 9. Gotcha.
Yeah, 9.
All right, Rathgurther.
I think she might be getting frustrated at this point, and she's just gonna barge in and attack.
Oh my god!
Yes.
And
yeah,
go,
go
"No,
for it."
no, this is how you hit someone with a sword." And she's going to attack, and let's see here. Does a 14 hit? Or, sorry, a 10 hit?
A 10 does not, I'm afraid.
This is how you swing a sword, miss.
Of course, in a real battle, you would hit. I'm pulling my punches. I don't want to hurt bystanders.
Uh-huh.
Oh, pulling in allies already, eh?
I'm not
Well-
doing shit.
Nah, that's smart. All right, let's see what you've got then. And he rolls a 1. Miss.
No one can harm the mighty Rathgurther.
he's he's feeling a little pressed. Emery, now's your chance.
All right. If that you said that flanking was the thing that we're allowed to do now, right?
That is true if you wish to flank.
Yes, I would. Since my dear teacher is distracted, I am going to twirl around back and just become a death blender a la Monster Hunter and just go in sword,
Go ahead,
crossover, other sword.
Take your advantage.
Heck yeah. The first one's a 10, and the second one... the 23!
Oh my god. Okay, you hit him. You hit him for sure, for sure.
Alright, so that first one is a 4 damage.
Go.
And then
Okay.
I'm gonna go with my second sword! Do I get advantage on both of them?
Yeah, you do. As long as you're in
That's
flanking.
a 9. Okay, so the second one is a 15.
15 unfortunately does not hit.
Dang it. You caught up to me.
Yep. Rathgirther, you also notice that you have the advantage of sandwiching your opponent.
You're finished now, old man.
You strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could ever imagine.
18.
An 18 does hit. Was this by chance a two-handed strike?
No.
Oh, see.
It's so but 3 damage.
3 damage? Roger that.
Mhm.
And on his turn, he backs off and gives you both a little salute and puts away his sword and his buckler on his belt. All right. I know when I'm
Well
beat.
fought.
That's enough for me anyway. Don't you have a train to catch, miss?
I mean, I guess technically. Who the hell are you? And just looks over.
Well, I could tell you, but it sounds like you're in a hurry and you would waste time on adulation. I too am going to this train. I shall tell you there.
Oh, great.
Tally-ho!
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch, not follow immediately. And turn to my master and be like, I have no idea who that was.
Neither
They're a
do
friend
I,
of
but-
yours?
No, not even close, but you know it happens. It'll happen
People
more
just-
and more.
People just jump into fights on the street?
Not in Loudwater very much, but you know, it's a strange world you're about to dip your toes into. Speaking of which,
Well.
I put in a call. Your new master will be waiting in Waterdeep when you're ready.
Alright, sounds good. Thanks
Remember,
so much for that.
hold on, don't be
Okay.
impatient. Remember, this person is one of the best spell swords on the coast, but they're tetchy. Hold your tongue. Be ladylike a little tiny bit, just a little wee bit of decorum. That's all they ask, probably. Well, no, they'll ask more than that, but you can tell them to fuck themselves after that one.
Yeah, well, I know how to handle people like that, unfortunately. I think I'll be fine.
You take care of yourself.
You too. Can I, like, bro fist him a little bit?
Absolutely.
Yeah!
Big, thick, meaty old man hand. Just
Bop.
and the two of you set off down the road. Although I bet, I believe Emery said you were staggering a little bit to let Rathgirther
Yeah,
go first.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like watching from a distance, being like judging, just like, are you trying to fuck with me? What's your deal? Suck
She's-
AF.
Completely oblivious, and to her, this reads as you just being nervous, and because you're so impressed by her.
Wonderful.
Sure.
All right. And we have one last player to introduce by default.
I never said my name.
Oh yeah, it's true.
We jumped straight into a fight.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. What your character? I mean, everyone's got your character art to look at too, so I didn't even remember that you didn't describe yourselves.
No, yeah,
I
I
am a DM. I do this for not a living, but close to it.
Jeez, DM, let me have my moment in the sunshine.
Go
Jeez.
for it. I'm so sorry. Go for it.
No, you're good. So my character is, you can tell she is a tiefling. She is moody. She is dressed a little bit like a pirate, but that's more out of just not having a lot of other clothing options. She got like kind of these short two horns, long wavy black hair that just kind of has like a shock of white on the bangs, black sclera eyes, and just like yellow like irises. Looks very spooky. And her name is Emery Black.
Did I?
Oh, and she has two swords, in case that was not obvious.
Two swords.
Two swords. One
Did,
sword and then another sword.
Before I move on, in my infinite shame, did I forget anybody else for descriptive measures? We went through a bunch of character stuff, and I got wrapped up in it, and now I realize I may have forgotten more than one person.
Got wrapped up with the adventure.
Mm-hmm. Nobody else? Okay, good. My embarrassment can end here. And
For now.
And begin anew. Yeah, Jinx, come on, let's get out of this house. Let's go. You got a train to catch. We focus now on those two, as those two leave the scene, on Maldris. Maldris, you've been living in Loudwater for a couple of weeks in this inn here, and you've gotten to know some of the people well. Not amazingly well, but well enough to know that you probably don't want to be in this town very much. But that's fine, because you were in here just long enough to get the news you needed. Ricori has been spotted in Waterdeep. You have a contact you have to meet that might give you the ability to go chase them down, but you have to meet them now before it's too late. They are apparently in the Gold Town itself, which you have access to. Just click on your character here. Yeah, if you'd like to. I will open the door. There you go. Look at that. If you wish to do that sort of thing, it makes it easier when you go downstairs too. Oh, you are stuck on a light. Would you like to go downstairs? I can teleport you there. Dope. I will use my amazing DM powers once again. Gone. It's true.
Chat saying that Jinx's audio is off again.
Can't hear Jinx again, huh? No problem. I will fix that in just a moment. Thank you very much, everybody. Please, let's just refresh that cache, because it worked last time.
Yay! Our word's coming through now. It says R like a pirate.
R like a pirate. I mean, we have a semi-pirate already here.
I'm just dressed
That's
like
okay.
one.
Perfect. Okay,
I'm not a
so
pirate.
refreshing worked perfectly.
Okay, magical. Why is it just me? That's fine.
Might be your internet.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it doesn't like that I'm also streaming.
Maybe.
Okay. So where's the person I'm meeting?
They will be
Was
in
it in-
Goldtown. So you've
Where
got to
was
head up.
Goldtown?
You got to head up the hill into Goldtown.
Okay, so I got to get out of here.
Right.
Oh, now I can zoom out a lot.
Yeah,
Am
you,
I
did,
going?
you had a roof over your head.
Okay.
If you'd like, we can just say that you go there. You don't have to
Yeah,
actually.
I go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll say because
I don't have to-
you pass a bunch of people like sparring in the yard there, so you'll be a little bit ahead of them, more or less. Very
Okay.
flamboyant gestures, etc., etc. Where is your character? I'm going to Maldris. So you have to meet them right here.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
We forgot my character description.
No way! No! Well, you're
You
mysterious.
just said.
No, it's fine. You're mysterious. That was intentional.
I mean, yes. Okay. So, I'm I am Maldress. Mal for short. If I had any friends, they would call me Mal. I am a changeling rogue. And I'm hellbent on revenge. I am wearing or using pieces of people's faces that I liked. Like I copied their faces.
Not the
So I'm
literal
like-
pieces. You're just
Yeah, no.
aspects of
I
people's faces.
Yes, thank you. So like
Yeah.
I came across some girl with like really nice eyes, so I copied that, and I like took some eyebrows from somebody else and took some ears from somebody else. I think I look like do I look like a half elf? Or an elf?
Vaguely. Yeah. Well, actually,
Yeah,
I think you
okay.
would have ditched the pointed ears for reasons.
Right. Okay. So I look like a human.
There we go. More or less.
And I'm wearing like green robes, like super nondescript. I have my tunic is green. What else do I say? Yeah, I'm super androgynous. You can't tell if I'm male or female just by looking at me. And I've got short, currently like just brown hair. Yeah, that's about it. And usually prefer to have my hood up.
Okay.
But like not covering my face, just like up.
Like elegantly draped. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You
You
managed to meet your contact in the pavilion just outside of where the train yard is.
Okay.
And you don't know this person personally, but they're very highly placed in the organization.
Okay. So I've never met them before, or
You've never met them personally before, but you know
Okay.
of them.
I know of them. Okay.
So how have you been blending in?
Oh, you know, I find ways.
You're standing next to a woman who elf. She likes to wear no sleeves to show off her arms, which are thickly tattooed and very like ropey in terms of their musculature.
Okay.
You know this woman to be Tulu Artigan, and she is one of the top Zentarum enforcers in Loudwater.
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead.
Everything about this woman looks like a predator. Like the way she moves is very practiced, and it looks like she is thinking about where she places every step, and she's always placing herself between someone she's interacting with and the exit. And she's like, her face is sharp and thin and angular, and her hair is always tied back severely. What little there is of it, like there's enough to tie back, but not like a whole bunch. And she wears very not like super tight clothing, but clothing that would be odd for someone in her high society ranking to be wearing. It's definitely the sort of clothing you'd see on a barbarian, for instance, or a brawler. She's wearing like pants instead of a tunic, and she's wearing boots instead of slippers or shoes.
Okay.
Everything about this person just kind of gives off the signals that she could like hurt you really badly in a second if she needed to,
And then just take off.
and then just take off.
She's by the exit or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says, "Well, I'm glad to see you're on the mend. The organization has need of someone of your talents. And I won't lie, but he's been giving us some trouble lately. But you know the rules.
I see.
We're not allowed to step in. This has to be done by you and you alone.
Of course.
The only thing I can do is make sure that I send you on your way to Waterdeep properly."
All right. And how am I getting there?
Oh, on this new contraption. We spent a very large amount of money bribing people to make this thing work, and we had to clear out several local tribes to make sure the train tracks were on the right areas. It was a mess. So I don't want you
I've heard
making a
the-
mess while we're on the ride, understand?
Of course. I've heard the townsfolk talk about it. Everyone wants it to run smoothly and properly.
It should bring a great deal of money to Loudwater, provided Telbor doesn't keep running his mouth. Lord Telbor is the mayor of Loudwater, you know.
Lord
Telebor.
Telbor?
Yeah.
Telebor.
Regardless, we should be getting ready to go soon. I'm also on this train, which reminds me, you do not know me, understood?
Yes.
Break that rule and I'll throw you off the train myself. Here's your ticket.
I don't doubt it. Thank you. Take the ticket.
And she wanders off in a way that you know, like, she's such a weird person. It looks like she's being nonchalant, but it looks like someone who is desperately trying to pretend that they're being nonchalant. And not in like the dorky sort of way, although I suppose if you didn't consider her a threat, it would look a little dorky. But like, again, everything about this woman exudes a threat.
And I know that she's way stronger than I am, I guess. Maybe?
You can imagine she didn't get highly placed in the organization for no reason.
Right. Okay, so I guess I look at the ticket quickly before shoving it in my pocket in a safe place.
Right.
And I guess I'll head to the train station.
Absolutely. It is just over this direction. You see a large inn, and you can already hear there's a crowd gathered in front of the train.
Okay, I will blend in. Maybe quickly change parts of my face.
Nice. Quickly.
Just so I have a new appearance. So yeah, so I wasn't seen talking to her. I'm a new person now.
Excellent. And you see, in fact, all of you see, because you have all slowly gathered in from all the areas around you, having gotten past the automaton guards very easily, and gathering with the couple of people that you have slowly gotten to know over the past couple of minutes, and or not, in Maldris's case, to this large crowd of townsfolk and foreigners to the town, watching as a man who is quite clearly a wizard in every respect, which must be Lord Telebor, who whoever lives in town knows that he is a former adventurer, is giving a very long-winded speech. And behind him is cart after cart of this machine that none of you have ever seen before. It is vaguely reminiscent of airships. It is sparking in some areas, looking very dangerously so. It is creaking ever so subtly in the wind, like an old sailing ship. This is the chariot, and you all have your tickets to ride. And we're going to leave it there for today. Congratulations, everybody. Our session 0 is now complete, and everywhere is where they need to be.
So who won?
Who won? I think probably, if I had to guess who won, taxes.
No!
Taxes
Makes
was the
sense.
winner of the day. Yeah.
Again, I'm so glad that those don't exist in real life.
Typical lefty, am I right? You
Oh
know?
man. Yeah, what is this? A commie stream? Oh my god. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, folks, is like I said, for those of you who subscribed, the VOD of this session will be immediately available on this channel. For everyone else, if you want to wait a week, you will see an edited version appearing on various YouTube channels, hopefully edited a little bit better. As you can see, the text slowly scrolling up my face. I will hopefully have that fixed by next week, but I have no idea. I'm very bad at coding. Someone
Listen,
help.
what is session 0 for if not ironing out all of the technical difficulties?
Absolutely.
It's fine.
What we're going to do now is we are going to take a quick 10 to 15 minute break, and we're going to come back with a little bit of table talk. So get your questions ready. And when I reintroduce you again immediately after this next break, we will take some questions and talk about the session. See you all in a minute.